Matt Gaetz drops out. Now the next person he puts up doesn't sound as crazy. Doesn't matter how crazy they are, they're not as bad as Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz withdraws from nomination as Trump's Attorney General. So, very exciting. Gaetz said there is no time to waste on needless protracted Washington scuffle after being embroiled in sexual misconduct allegations. He's withdrawn his name after amid accusations that he had sex with a 17-year-old girl for money. The former Florida representative nomination was one of Mr. Trump's most controversial picks for his future administration. He'd been accused of sexual trafficking and sleeping with a 17-year-old minor, which he denies, announcing he was withdrawing his name from the role. Matt Gaetz wrote on X, formerly Twitter, that's the full name, you have to say the whole thing. He said, there is no time to waste on needlessly protracted Washington scuffle. Thus I'll be withdrawing my name from consideration to serve as Attorney General. Trump's DOJ must be in place and ready on day one. So he's fully committed to see Donald Trump as the most successful president in history. Matt has a wonderful future. I don't think he does. He's probably never going to win anything ever again.
Hello human, it is me Canuch. I need you to press the subscribe button. I have to feed my many AI babies.
I greatly appreciate the recent efforts of Matt Gaetz in seeking approval to be Attorney General. He was doing really well, but at the same time, did not want to be a distraction for the administration, for which he has much respect. Matt has a wonderful future, and I look forward to watching all of the great things he will do. That's unlikely. The ethics investigation, which is the important bit. We'll get to that in a sec. Also, did two of Clinton's appointees get denied because of employment illegal immigrants as nannies? Crazy that ever got this far. Yeah, that's not a surprise. You put these people up there, and then what happens is we all look at them, and then we all judge them, and then the Congress, whether or not they can pass the congressional inquiries is part of the reason. That's how you get good people in these positions, is if the shitheads and the jerks, they don't make it through. That's fine. There's some game theory happening here that I'll talk about here in just a few minutes as soon as we read about the investigation. But I think Gaetz was intended to fail. I'll tell you why here in just a sec. Let's keep reading. Subject to a health ethics investigation into alleged allegations of sexual misconduct, illicit drug use, and whether he accepted improper gifts. The committee on Wednesday voted against releasing the investigation. I think it will get leaked anyway. That's okay. The report is said to have included documentation which suggested the former congressman has paid two female witnesses in his sexual misconduct investigation more than $10,000. So not only has he done the hookering, he's also paid them to shut the fuck up. Documents obtained by the network show that between July 2017 and January 2019, he made 27 payments totaling $10,000 to two witnesses, the network claimed. So he's paying them, hey, shut up, hey, shut up, hey, shut up, hey, shut up. The two women reportedly testified that some of the payments were in exchange for sex. Oh, and he's paying them for sex. Okay, great. So that it's even worse. I'm glad to hear it. He's effectively unemployed. I think this is where he gets off the politics train and then just goes and gets a job over at Fox News or OAN or whatever, or one of those. Mr. Gaetz is now effectively unemployed after he resigned from Congress shortly after Trump announced his nomination. His resignation halted the House investigation into the allegations against him, which is why he gave up. I think he was going to resign no matter what at this time. If Kamala had won, he still would have resigned at exactly the same place at exactly the same time as he had before. Donald, on the other hand, nominated him, knowing that he was going to drop out, knowing that he was very, very hot potato, controversial, very exciting for everybody to jibber jabber and talk about. He was intending it to fail for one reason, and I think Donald understands drama. He really does. He gets the idea. He knows what makes for a good headline, and he will say salacious things so that the press will run with it, talk about it, and then jibber jabber about it for hours on end. How much have we heard about this guy over the past couple of weeks? Lots and lots and lots of things. So he's done that to get the people paying attention, to get people excited, and then he can hit us with something called anchoring bias. So the anchoring bias is a cognitive bias that causes us to rely heavily on the first piece of information we are given about a topic. when we are setting plans or making estimates about something. We interpret newer information from the reference point of our anchor instead of seeing it objectively. This can skew our judgment and prevent us from updating our plans or predictions as much as we should. So what we've got here, if you look at this wonderful little cartoon, the mug is $300, but that's too much money to pay for a mug. But this mug, exact same mug, was $1,000. Now it's $300. That's like free money. Our stupid monkey brains see this as a better value than this. The mug that was $1,000 and is now $300 is worth this. It's the same amount of money, but your stupid monkey brain thinks that it used to be a lot more money. Now it's down. They trick you with this. That's girl math. Is that what that is? So this happens with things that go on sale. This happens with bad online sales and stuff like that. This happens to my mother every time she goes to the clearance section at Walmart. You can't not buy the thing that's on sale. It's on sale. That means I have to buy it, right? Look at the price drop. I'd be losing money by not buying it. No, mate, just don't buy it. It's fine. That's what I think we've gotten with Matt Gaetz. He chose the absolute worst possible choice. He made the worst person in government as the most important. We all freak out. We all scream bloody murder. We can't afford this $300 mug. It's not acceptable. Then, knowing that he would drop out, or he maybe even told him he was going to drop out, Matt Gaetz drops out. Now the next person he puts up doesn't sound as crazy. Doesn't matter how crazy they are, they're not as bad as Matt Gaetz. And I would agree that whoever he puts up, and he has, is almost as bad as Matt Gaetz, because he has chosen Pam Bondi for Attorney General after Gaetz withdraws. So President-elect Trump on Thursday named Pam Bondi the former Attorney General of Florida. So she was the Attorney General of Florida. So she's already got more experience than Matt Gaetz, because she was the Attorney General of Florida. That doesn't mean much. Florida is sort of a third world country. Let's see. Bondi's a longtime Trump ally and was one of his lawyers during his first impeachment trial, when he was accused, but not convicted, of abusing his power as he tried to condition U.S. military assistance to Ukraine, to that country, investigating the then former Vice President Joe Biden. Bondi was among a group of Republicans who showed up to support Trump at his hush money criminal trial, blah, blah, blah. For too long, she says something stupid. Trump's son, Don Jr., told Fox Business on Sunday that the transition team had backups in mind for his controversial nominees. Is Trump Jr. supposed to be telling us that? No, probably not. They have backups because it's a trick. This is a con. They do it when you're trying to buy a vacation home or something like that. They show you one that's way too expensive, and then they show you one that's slightly less expensive, and that one is way overpriced already. And if they had started with that one, you would have told them no. They did this on sitcoms back in the 80s and the 90s. The kid would come down wearing a $100 dress, and the dad would be like, $100 for a dress? That's way too much. And then the kid would come down with a $300 dress, and then the dad would be like, wow, $300, that's way too much. Let's go back to that $100 one. But if you sell it the right way, the $100 one seems like a bargain. But then the $300 dress was just a trick to pick on poor stupid dad, because dads on sitcoms are always dumb. So this was a con. It was a trick, because he seems so bad. The next one won't be as bad. And I think that that's why they did it. And he tricked us, as usual. And this is what we're going to get for the rest of his presidency. We are going to get over and over and over again. We're going to get him tricking people. He throws out a fake. He's rope-a-doping. He's throwing out something fake over here while stealing from with the left hand. He's promising you good things over here while hiring somebody terrible off to the side. Distraction and misdirection for years. That's what we're going to have. That's what we're going to get. That's what he's going to bring us. Anytime he wants to do something awful, he's going to do something more awful in front of the camera really loudly so that he can do the little awful over here. I have often compared him to a dumpster fire, and the classic term, dumpster fire, not the new internet lingo where the kids just call anything bad a dumpster fire. Actual dumpster fires had a definition way back in the day. Somebody who owned a business and lived above that business, had a dumpster, you would light that dumpster on fire, and then as he's trying to put out the fire, you rob him. That was what they used to do. That is exactly what Donald Trump and Elon are going to do. They're going to start fires, like with the Matt Gaetz, then they're going to rob us. They're just going to steal. They're just going to take everything they can, run away with it. This is slightly happening with those Bibles in Oklahoma. Remember the Oklahoma superintendent who's buying the Trump Bibles? People live in Oklahoma. They pay taxes. Those taxes go to the government. Then the government gave money to Donald Trump, his private business, to buy his Bibles. Tax money given to Donald Trump's pocket. And that's acceptable to them. That's a terrible idea, and I hate it. So if he now, I think Trump's going to, over the next couple of years, absolutely spin up a bunch of new businesses. His kids are going to spin up new businesses. They're going to sell everything they can. And then the government will start buying those products. Just like they did with the hotel rooms. The hotels are already a scam and a half. And so is the True Social Media Group or something like that. There's like an entire media group that exists. And you can just buy their stock and stuff like that. You think his kids will funnel money from a kid charity into a business again? Yeah, probably, if they can. Carolina's, hi, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for saying hi. I'm ranting about Trump right now and how he's going to steal all our money. So yeah, I think his kids will do anything they can to take government money. They'll they'll start up a business, put it under a shell company, under a different name or something like that, and then they'll get government contracts, and the government will take tax money and give it to them, and then they'll do everything they can to get tax money from the government into their pockets. Elon will get some of this as he does the government contracts. He'll get a bunch of those sweet government contracts, billions of dollars from the government to provide something. And then he'll just give us nothing. Honestly, he'll give us almost nothing, or shoddy products that he doesn't even support after a year or two. He will just steal everything he can. And that is going to be sad. And we're just going to have to watch it. And I'm going to have to come in here and point at it. And then I might get even distracted by the things like Matt Gaetz again, because Matt Gaetz was a distraction. Cuts to defense and education straight to their pockets. Yep, exactly. They're going to spin up their own stuff or give their contracts to their friends, which always happens within the government. But with these tariffs that Trump is promising to give, I think that if a CEO, let's say Jeff Bezos, or some other big important guy, somebody in charge of the Waltons or something like that. Everything in Walmart is built in China, right? So the head of the Walmart will say, "Hey, listen, Donnie, these tariffs are going to hurt my bottom line, and I don't want to pay them because all tariffs are a tax." He screams bloody murder about how it's not a tax. Tariffs are a tax on the company that imports the goods, which would be Walmart in this situation. So Walmart doesn't want to pay more taxes. What do? They kiss his ass, of course. They say nice things about him. They go on TV and they say something great about him in front of a news camera. They go on Fox News and talk about how this tariff here is gonna be bad, but Donald Trump is great and wonderful, and he knows exactly what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing, and then they pay for his they help him get more money, and then he skips the tariffs for the people that are nice to him. He's going to weaponize tariffs, which is taxes.
Pressing the thumbs up button will release chemicals in your human brain that will make you feel.
So back to Matt Gaetz. The Democrats will push for the release of his report despite withdrawing from the AG. So that's good. I think we should do this. I think they should push this. And if the ethics committee report on the thing won't let you, leak it. Honestly, we all know. Who cares? Anonymously drop it off at the New York Times, and then they'll all tell us what was in it. It'll be great. Clearly, Elon Musk will be the one crying about tariffs. Well, no, he could, but he's first buddy. Obviously, Killer Mac. He's first buddy. Why would he be complaining? All he has to do is say, "Hey, Donnie." He's right next to him all day anyway. He'll just say like, "Hey, listen, can I do an Elon Musk? Okay, let's do. You have to talk like a robot. Okay. Put on the robot voice. Donald, these tariffs will hurt my bottom line. Please don't put tariffs on this product." And then It's not a very good impression. That was embarrassing. I'll stop. It's the same scam as Matt Gaetz. So yeah. He's the first one to do the scheme. There will be others who jump in on the scheme. The Jeff Bezos jumped in later. The Waltons at the Walmart will jump in. The oil tycoons will jump in. Anybody who is facing a tariff will kiss his ass, give him what he wants, make him feel special, and then he'll reprieve them from that tariff. He'll say, okay, this industry doesn't get tariff. This industry, very important to the American public, can't have the tariff. And if you talk shit about him, or you don't kiss his ass, your industry gets tariffs. It's all that will happen. He will pick and choose, like an emperor, who pays with money and who pays with ass kissing. Those are your choices. Pick one. I don't know how evil Pam Bondi is, but she's a giant cross on her neck, so that means she's a huge bigot. That's just how it goes, guys. I'm sorry. You're from Florida, you look like that, and you wear a cross around your neck, you're a monster. That's all there is to it. I will apologize if she turns out not to be a monster, but I am entirely judging her appearance here, and I'm telling you exactly, she's a gigantic bigot monster, and she's willing to work for Donald Trump. Anybody willing to work for Donald Trump is a monster. The women more than most. Pete Hegseth blocked woman from leaving room and sexually assaulted her after she said no accuser claims in police report. I'm not going to read all this. I read all of this. It's awful. There's some stuff that'll get me kicked off of stream if I scroll down on this one. Awful. Terrible human being. He is also supposed to fail. See? He's an actual rapist. He's paid off the women who have made these claims against him. He has Nazi tattoos, and he's a TV news guy, and he's super weird and super strange. He is supposed to fail, just like Matt Gaetz did today. Hegseth is supposed to fail. He is supposed to be so far out there, so extreme as the Nazi rapist that he is, that the next guy they show us after he drops out will seem normal by comparison. This is more of that anchoring that happens. Is you see the horror, then when the bad happens, you're like, well, okay, bad is better than absolutely unbelievable Nazi rapist, so maybe this bad is acceptable. That is the plan. This is not an accident that they picked the worst people for these jobs. This is not an accident. This is intentional. This is willing. They're doing this on purpose. Linda McMahon, Trump's education pick, was sued for allegedly enabling sexual abuse of children. I'm telling you, this is on purpose. We've got where is she? Here we go. Tulsi. Vladimir Putin is gleeful over the Trump cabinet nomination of Tulsi Gabbard. At least someone is happy with Donald Trump's cabinet picks. Tulsi Gabbard's nomination to be the next director of national intelligence may not be making you happy, but it's certainly making someone else happy, Russian President Vladimir Putin. In Russia, the response to the former Hawaii representative's nomination has been gleeful. A Russian newspaper fawned over Gabbard in an article last week, noting that the CIA and FBI are trembling because they're going to fail to do their mission. She's going to make it impossible for them to do their work. The article also noted that the Ukrainians considered Gabbard to be an agent of the Russian state. So this, again, is not an accident. He picked her knowing that she would fail. He wants the horror up front. Then when the bad comes in second, you'll be more accepting of the bad. Russian asset Gabbard, yeah, absolutely. It's the truest thing Hillary ever said, and damn it, now I have to agree with Hillary Clinton that she's a Russian asset. So yeah, this is a bait and switch. Maybe is it bait and switch? No, well, it's anchoring, sure, but he's. I wonder if there's another name of a fallacy. I can't figure out what the name of it is. I'm pretty sure there was a fallacy about, hey, option A, we can murder everybody. Option B, we can eat at Arby's. And you're like, okay, well, I mean, I don't like Arby's, but it's better than murdering the entire planet. So I guess we'll go with B. That's what he's doing. He's offering you genocide or Republican. And I don't like Republicans, but they're better than actual genocide. So, well, I guess they're not so bad. That's the game he's playing. It is a game. He's playing it willingly. I think he knows how this is going to work. I think he knows all of these things.
I am the algorithm. Click on this video to make me happy. You wouldn't like me when I am angry.